All right, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 14, Speed Talk. I'm Zach207, and today I'm joined by Philly over to my right. Uh,
Hello, I'm Philly. I'm a Mario content creator, Mario speedrunner, and I kind of just dilly dally with all the 3D Mario's.
yeah. And today we have a pretty good episode. Philly recently went full time with content creation, so I figured this timing works out pretty well. Lots of stuff to talk about there. But before we get to that, we gotta talk about how he got to this point, I guess. So, first question, which is what I've been starting each episode with. This one is, I feel like in your case, it's probably a pretty easy answer, I'm gonna guess. But why? What is the name Philly? The origin of the username? I
Yeah,
have a
so my
pretty good
username
idea.
used to be Philly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it used to be Philly fan with a PHAN. Grew up a baseball fan. Phillies were my favorite team, and when I was fortunate to get partnered on Twitch, I was able to axe off the back half to kind of make myself my own brand in a way. Obviously, I'm still associated and stuck in SEO uh, struggles, if you want to say. But overall, I mean, one day, the way I view it is even if I'm associated with a baseball team that has millions of followers, I guess, if people are on content searching for me, they'll just search Philly Mario. And I don't think the Philadelphia Phillies will show up there. At least ideally. I don't want them to have a Mario night ever.
I mean, the way I see it, eventually you'll get big enough to where when people search up Phillies on YouTube, it'll just be you instead of the baseball team, and it'll be like the other way
Oh, that'd be a
around.
dream. That'd be a dream.
People will be like, God damn it, I don't want to watch this Mario stuff. I'm trying to watch baseball highlights.
Yeah, where's the highlights from yesterday? Come on.
So what was your first video games, and then what kind of drew you into the speedrunning scene, I guess?
Ooh, so my first video game, it's actually, so I'm not that old to the point where NES should be like my first game I played, or like console I played, but it was the NES because my mom had one,
Okay.
and we would play the original Mario Bros together, and I'd always be player two, and like she'd always like wow me. I'm like, what? And now, obviously now I can beat that game in like 10 minutes if I need to. um, but that was probably my introduction to video games in general. And then one of my favorite games growing up became Super Mario Sunshine. Even though I struggled with it and had to like look things up because I'm like, I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to be doing. I believe this was like second grade me at that point. And then, yeah, just as time went on, I just kind of kept seeing things pop up on the internet and like Twitch and originally Justin TV, but then Twitch, um, just with Mario Sunshine. And I'm like, I like that game, and I'd watch. I'm like, whoa, and I'm like, you could do that, you could do that, and then I'd kind of like take out the Wii, throw in the GameCube disc, and I'd just be like, I want to see if I can do it. And I'll never forget, like, even before I started speedrunning, I just wanted to do Gelato Beach Skip. Like, just in my own time. There's no reason to it other than this looks cool. I want to see if I can do it. I spent like a couple hours watching tutorial and like keep doing it, and I got it. I was like, sweet. And still, at that point, zero intention to actually become a speed runner.
Nice. That's sick. I think Mario Bros was I think that's my mom's favorite game because I tried to have her play Odyssey for like 10 minutes and she was like she was having a disaster with the camera. She had no idea. Like she was like, "Why is there two control sticks? How am I supposed to freaking move?" Like
Yeah, no, I mean, going to adding the third dimension can definitely add a layer to it, especially if you're
yeah,
not used to it. But I mean,
yeah.
obviously, I enjoy the 3D Mario's more than the 2D Mario's, but I respect the 2D Mario space and the way that they paved the industry.
Yeah. So is Sunshine like your when you did get into speedrunning, was Sunshine kind of your first speedrunning community that you're in?
Mm. When I started watching, yes. When I started playing, I didn't start streaming and speedrunning until Odyssey.
Okay.
So I started in like 2017. Before that, I'd only ever streamed like Call of Duty and Madden in like
Mm.
2014 and 2015 or around there. Um, so technically, Odyssey was the first game that I actually just developed or devoted any time to, got into streaming with. And yeah, no, I'm obviously not not regretting any of those decisions.
Yeah. I think the first, I forget what you're doing, but I think the first stream I saw you in, or the first time I watched you, you were playing 3D World, I think. Um,
Yeah, that sounds about
I
right.
believe, yeah. I forget
Yeah,
when that was.
I've definitely gone all around. I mean, technically, my first speed run I've ever I ever did would have been Luigi's Mansion when I was in like maybe 6th grade. I brought it over to a friend's house for a sleepover, and I was like, "Yo, I can beat this game tonight from start to finish." And they're like, "No, you
What?
can't." Yeah, I know. I was like, I didn't know speedrunning was the thing, but I was like, "Trust me."
That's sick. Is that how long is that game? That can't be like super long then, probably.
No, no, and
Huh.
like then obviously there weren't any routes or anything, and it was just me pretty much casually playing fast. I think it was like a few hours at most.
Yeah. Luigi Mansion is, wasn't there like a huge thing that happened with that game like last year or something? I feel like I saw world record history from Lunatic J or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure. The only Luigi's Mansions thing, because I don't keep up with that as much, but I know that they recently got a randomizer involved, which is
Uh,
awesome.
yeah,
And
I see.
but that was like this past week or month or something. And Sunshine's on deck to get one, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, that would be cool. So with Odyssey, what attracted you to the Odyssey speedrun, I guess? And when, well, I guess you said you joined it in 2017, but I guess, yeah, what inspired you to run that game?
Yeah, so when I started like looking into streaming, I had graduated college, and one of my biggest inspirations in streaming was Fire Dragon, and I saw him speedrunning the game. I'm like, wow, that looks really fun. I didn't have a Switch at this point, and I had like an old Elgato capture card from when used to do like the YouTube stuff with Call of Duty and whatnot. But I was like, this just looks fun. I like Mario. I kind of want to like give it a feel. And so I never even truly had a just genuine casual playthrough of the game because I was kind of just like, I just want to beat this game so that I can start speedrunning it and not be spoiled. Um, and that, yeah, that was just kind of what drew me to it. Fire Dragon, and then the movement itself was just addicting. It's a very
Yeah.
fun game. I think most Odyssey speedrunners can tell you how much time they've spent in Mushroom Kingdom just moving around either after a run. You just end stream and you're just sitting there and the hour goes by and you're like, oh, right. Like, I don't know,
Yeah,
something about the movements.
yeah, definitely. I spent so much time at Mushroom without even realizing after runs. Um, I think my first sub-hour video, like I just forgot to hit the end recording button, and so it's like an hour and a half long, and it's like I didn't even pop off that much. I was just screwing around in Mushroom Kingdom talking. Um, but then I
Well,
think,
when did you get into the Odyssey scene?
well, I started playing it. Well, I saw people on YouTube playing it like when it came out, and then I got it for Christmas 2017. So I started playing it
Okay.
like January 2018, like right. So I've been keeping up with it for a long time, but I was really young back then, so thank God I didn't join the community then. So I didn't join until I think like May of 2020, which I
Okay.
think my like about this time 5 years ago. So.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
believe my 5 year streaming anniversary is like in a week or something, so that's pretty cool.
Mm, there you go.
Um, but yeah, it was fun to keep up with it and like watch it from a distance. So I kind of was already pretty good at the game when I did join, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, I mean, we always love having good people in the community, so it's always cool to see like this community, especially the Odyssey community, and just what's grown to the amount of people in the community as a whole. I didn't think it was going to become one of the most speedrun games of all time.
yeah, seriously, it's cool to see it sucks that I wasn't there for like the kind of peak era, I guess, of the sub-hour grind, like actually involved in the community, but at the same time doesn't suck because I was 12. So I would have been annoying as hell because I kind of already was when I joined. But it's interesting to see like now, like 5 years after I joined, like a bunch of new faces show up and just reminds me of me in 2020 being the annoying Twitch chatter that eventually, figured it out
Oh,
over time.
well, since expanding to YouTube, I mean, Twitch at least has the TOS cutoff age of like
Yeah.
can't be less than 13. But oh my gosh, the YouTube chat,
Yeah, YouTube chat
it
is
it can be
crazy.
interesting. It can be interesting. I had
So,
people like comment afterwards, like on my YouTube VOD for something that they like made a joke about that I didn't find funny. And I woke up today and I got a comment on my video from that exact person from the VOD, and they're like, "Hey, why didn't you find my joke funny?" I'm like,
that's crazy.
I'm like, okay, this person has to be like 10.
There's so many. I get craziest YouTube comments, and I think the thing is, I share an audience with like a lot of my viewers are also viewers of Busters, and because he has all the KFR world records, so he has like a bunch of like random, like young people in his YouTube comments all the time because it's the Cooper free running world record, so it's something they might
Yeah.
look up. So a lot of them are always just in my comments and like talking about how Buster's just the goat and stuff. It's just like
I mean,
so funny.
you get that
Yeah.
with so many people. I think one of my recent shorts as well, like because obviously Small Ant's very established in the Odyssey community itself, and so like I did like like the Poison Island jump or whatever in Lost Kingdom, and one of the comments was Smant would do this in one try, and I'm like, yeah, I probably could, but like who says I didn't also? And then some different person replied saying, yeah, well he'd do it twice. I'm like, this is just really funny. Like it's crazy. I mean, like that stuff's harmless, so I don't care at all. Like it's
Yeah.
just funny to me because
It
I have big respect for everyone who's paved the way for like the
yeah.
Odyssey community. When you look at Smant, you look at CJ, you look at Fur, just and how they've continued to grow. And thank God for Crafty and
Yeah.
Amethyst and
Yeah, they're
Secret Dev
they're
just making all the
yeah.
mods.
Yeah, they're very influential. It is always funny though whenever you see a comment like under like especially like if it's a PB or something that's better than Small Ants or something and people are talking about how good Small Ant is and I'm like, well this is better like
Yeah, it's like yeah, he's good, but
he's
you're
very
trying to
good,
say
but
that like
yeah.
if you go to the leaderboard you're just straight up wrong here. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't think Small Ant's focus has been on any percent. I think it's content creation and
no,
other games and everything. It's like he's
yeah,
the best
it's
at a lot
like
of things.
could he lower his time? Absolutely, but he's got bigger fish to fry, and I respect it.
Yeah. Um. So when you joined the community, what were like some of your earliest friends? Because I know nowadays, I see you a lot in Tyrone streams and like that group of people. Um.
Yeah, a lot of my
Yeah.
friends were people in Fi-Fi's community. So like I mainly would hang around Link Fan, I would hang around LSJ and kind of just like that circle. And then as time went on, I had moved on, like not moved on, I guess, but like I'd grown my circle more and I was able to find more friends such as Tippy and then Dangers Fur and then Fall Guys happened in 2020 and that kind of like set my chat. It was a weird situation. I'm not trying to ramble off the friends question, but like that, the Fall Guys situation. Ooh, you go from constantly speedrunning Mario to Fall Guys, which people liked, and then it's like, oh, well, now I'm in these Twitch Rivals tournaments with like Fi-Fi, Dragon Feeny, Sleeping Burr, and it's just like, okay, here we are, and it's like, cool, we won a tourney, and then Fall Guys stays relevant longer than you think it will, and it's like, oh, there's more tourneys, and like, this is good income to like try and win these. And like, Dangers for Tippy and I had a team, and then when I do other tournaments. But when I was ready to go back into speedrunning, I'm like, oh gosh. It's like it almost felt kind of starting over in a way because I was just like, I'm just done with Fall Guys. But now so many people are like, oh, where's Fall Guys? It's like I
Yeah.
don't want to.
That's the worst whenever you like transition to something else and your viewership just completely changes. Honestly, like Kaizo mode I did for 6 months or something, and I was getting
Yeah.
really good viewership then. And then I went back to any percent, and it's like I don't enjoy any percent. I want to improve my time, and viewership is like 20 below what it was for Kaizo. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But at the same
Kaiser's
time,
stressful too.
yeah.
Godspeed to you for running that as long as you did. I just looked at Ruined Climb, and once I finished it once, I'm like, I never want to do this again.
Yeah. Rune Climb, honestly, that wasn't even like too bad. It's just everything combined is just a lot, I feel like, because it's just hard. Honestly, it wasn't
Yeah,
even like any percent Kaizo I actually liked a decent amount, but I remember I had this argument with Lucid a couple times because at the time I hadn't like really focused on 80% ever in my life, um, which is like literally a few months ago. But Lucid was like, we were arguing about which is better, and I was trying to debate that Kaizo 80% is better than 80%, and it just isn't, and Lucid's right, so I admit my defeat there because then in February when I actually started like practicing 80%, which I had never done before, started to, become easier and better, which is real shocker there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
well, we've all been there.
yeah. But Kaizo 80%, it's fun. Honestly, Kaizo Darker is probably where I was like wanting to die all the time because I would, for some reason, I was starting these Kaizo Darker speedruns at 10 p.m., which is
Oh,
not a good
yeah.
idea. Not a good idea. And then, it would be 2:30 in the morning. I'd be in Kaiser Darker side on record pace, and I would just die over and over again and kill the run. And it's not a good feeling when you're tired. And
No,
it's 3 in the morning.
no. I
Um,
remember one time I bashed my head against a wall with 90%. And I was doing like I was just trying to get like a 104 or something like that. This is like back when 104 was semi impressive. A little more impressive than it is nowadays. Um, I just remember whenever I choke, I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then it ended up becoming like an 18-hour stream, and I was just like, "I want this time," and I just couldn't
yeah,
stop. It's just like, something addicting about it. But no, that was I didn't even get the time that stream either. That was the worst part. I did 18 hours. I was like, I have to stop. I have to. I'm going delusional. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, Odyssey is fun, and then yeah, I mean, as we mentioned, transitioning to like other games like Fall Guys, I learned that while that was good for the temporary competitive scene, bouncing back to Mario, I was like, okay, to not burn myself out, I'm just gonna like try and focus in the realm of like multiple 3D Mario's if possible, and we'll go from there.
yeah. For a second there, when you started that, I thought you literally meant like smashing your head against the wall, and I was just
Oh
picturing
no,
that.
no, I'm not. I never had that much gamer rage.
I
The
was like,
worst
I
gamer
was
rage
having
incident
trouble
I probably
picturing
ever
that.
had was playing Fortnite with my friends, and it was with uh was this 2018 or 2019? I just remember like me and my friends, I was one of the better ones in our group in like our little trio. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And I died. Then this was before like you could even like reboot or like res anyone. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, man. And then they're doing this whole time is talking about how they don't need me and how it's like I'm actually not that good. And I'm just sitting there mad. I'm like, these guys better lose. They better lose. That they went on to win, and I took my head. I was like, these motherfuckers. I don't know why. And then like once I saw like so there were like magnetic parts on the side of the headphones. Once I saw those pop off, I was like, okay, never again. Like I'm never getting violent over video games. Like this is the only time that's happened, and it was the only time that has ever happened.
Yeah, I'm happy I've never like gotten like actually like violent towards my controllers or anything because I hear some of my friends that are like, "Oh, I broke my Joy-Con because I threw it across the room because I was mad at the game," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm like, don't do that. Just don't throw your Joy-Con across
Yeah.
the room. They're
No,
like a
that
$1 million."
gamer rage has gotten to a point like where I understand being frustrated and like I understand just getting like angry and pissed off at the game, but there's like a certain level like once it gets to a point where like I get like hitting chair like arms of your chair or like clapping or like doing something like harmless physical, but like I see some people like slam their desk and as you said throw their
Yeah,
controllers or like I'm like especially pro cons I'm like man that's $60-$70 that you're throwing right there.
yeah,
They'll
that's
break on their own. They don't need this extra incentive.
exactly. Without just like speed up the process. Like Joy-Cons break
Yeah.
after two weeks. It'll become a day if you throw it across the room. Um,
Oh gosh, yeah.
I usually just
It
when
put
I kill a run like in a terrible way, which I'll give an example since I've been telling everyone I see in the world about this terrible choke that I had the other day. I was on 58 pace, 58:41 BPT into luncheon, had a perfect spiritless, apart from the fact that after the pillar moon, Mario decided to jump dive into the magma instead of spin pound. So I killed the
classic.
run, was very frustrating. And then that same day, I also killed a run to the camera changing without my control to a value dive. and to
Was it some Bowser's?
something else.
Oh, okay.
Those were in like mid game, but
Okay.
but any run out of Wooded is like a 50-50 chance at a 58 for me because
Yeah,
running is
Wood it's
terrible.
the first hurdle for sure.
Yeah.
Like the first big
Um,
hurdle, I should say.
but yeah, that was really frustrating. But how I usually handle it is I just complain for like the rest of my stream about it. So
I mean, hey,
yeah,
that's healthy at least. Like,
yeah. At least it's better than better for my controllers. Probably not better for my viewership, but it's fine.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
uh,
Look, I've had some people like
but yeah.
who almost it almost feels like they're yelling at chat because of
Oh
like
yeah.
something going wrong, and like I just sit there. I'm like, I'm being yelled at. Like it's such an uncomfortable feeling. I told myself, if I ever get to that point, gaming's just not fun to me, and just do not.
Yeah. It's also really annoying in chat when people like are so toxic when you kill a run in a devastating way. Because I know this happened in I forget the instance, but I know I've seen it happen so many times across my friend group where people will like kill a run in a terrible way, and someone in the chat would just be like, uh, "What's a good example of something not to say when someone kills a run?"
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, there's always reset, time save for next run.
Time save for next run. Yeah. That was the Mario
Like
feud answer, right?
the one
Massive
that we
Mario
didn't
feud.
use that I preached for, and they're like, no, it doesn't make sense. I'm like, Twitch chat doesn't make sense.
Exactly. That was the point. I think I was with you on that. It was literally like something stupid that Twitch chat says, and you said
Yeah, it's
something
something stupid
stupid that they
Twitch
said.
chat says after you kill your run and reset. And like they're
Yeah,
like, oh well, you wouldn't say that after you reset, like because that is the next run. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's Twitch chat.
exactly. That was the point because everyone else was saying reasonable things to say when you reset, like RIP
Yeah,
or something. It was like
yeah.
that wasn't the category. Uh,
Uh, we will win that category. I always remember.
that was a good event. Lisa did a good job with
It
that.
was. It was.
Um,
It makes me want to run a game
yeah,
show event at some point, but need to figure out what I'd do.
yeah, it was a cool content idea. Speaking of content ideas, seamless transition. Uh, what are some of the ways that you get ideas for content? Obviously, you've been going full time with YouTube. You've been making some really good videos,
Thank you.
which everyone should go check out after this video. But yeah, what like kind of what is your game plan when it comes to coming up with ideas?
Yeah. So right now, obviously I have a little more free time. I'd like to put that I'm like more so in between jobs than quit to go full time. Just because I was at my previous company for 3.5 years, kind of mistreated with pay and everything. Didn't get a raise until last month, like the last month I was there, and it was like a 20-cent raise. And I was like,
Yeah,
I've been here 3.5 years. I'm getting underpaid already. This is just awful for my mental health. So I'm gonna leave, focus on content, but also be applying for my next full time job because content creation is just not there yet. Ideally,
yeah,
one day, but I have to be responsible, and I will always just put that out to other people. You know, but when I quit, I let my community know. Make sure you're in a good place to do so if you can, but also like make sure you're not in a place where you just stop doing anything after
yeah,
you quit. Um, so then after that, yeah, I told myself, all right, if I'm actually going to do this, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to figure out ideas. A lot of ideas were just coming through chat. You know, I would just ask them like, hey, what are some things that you've seen that you've liked? Things that you thought of that you haven't seen before or anything like that. Obviously, with Odyssey being around for 7.5 years now, a lot of things have been done, and there's
yeah,
been a lot of different types of mods and everything. And so even though I'm kind of like going through and playing mods that people have already made videos for, I'm like, this is still my experience, my playthrough. And people that watched Fur do it, still watch CJ do it, still watch Smant do it, still watch Morph do it. And it really kind of just became a thing to me. I'm like, even if it won't get as many views, it's at least content out there. It's content that I like, and it's content of what I want to do. And eventually, my goal is to like just kind of start doing overall a bit more Nintendo things. Like I'm not opposed to doing other Nintendo games. When Mario Kart World comes out, I want to try and think of ideas to do with that. I know you were talking about opening weekend 24-person lobby.
yeah.
Sounds
That'd be
fun.
fun. That'd be awesome.
Um, but yeah, it's just kind of like sitting down and figuring out. I mean, it's going to be an interesting situation because this is going to be the first game that comes out with Mario Kart World where I'm like, day one, oh, I want to enjoy this, but also content bring, content bring, content bring.
Yeah.
Like, what can I do? And I know the same exact thing is going to happen with DK Bonanza. And yeah, so like ultimately, it's kind of just so like the content ideas are just written down. I have them in like a Google Doc, and I have the different mods, like different types of game shows that I could potentially put on. Uh, I have one idea that's cooking, but I need to commission Amethyst for some work on that. And yeah, so overall, just trying to figure out what I can do, figure out what's appealing, and you have to read the analytics too. So whoever does well, does well. Whoever doesn't do well, maybe it's not the time for it yet. Maybe people didn't like me putting Pole in C tier. I don't know.
I'm surprised I did not have that debate listed as a topic for this um, for this
Yeah, I
podcast
know.
this
I
week.
mean, I came out of left field
Yeah.
with that one, so
We kind of settled that on the stream, the whole pole versus
yeah,
fork thing. But just for the audience, he put pole in like C tier and fork in S tier. But they were, first of all, they're really pretty similar. And second of all, the pole, at least movement wise and usefulness wise, I feel like completely outdoes the fork. But he did bring up the good argument of the mustache, which,
yeah.
you know,
Mustache. There's some aura with the fork.
that's
I don't
true.
feel, and the fork sub area. Like if there was a pole sub area,
That's true, yeah.
there would be chance. But I don't know. Like imagine Breakdown Road if instead they gave you like the pole to fling off of to
Dude,
gain
that'd be
momentum
sick.
instead
That'd
of
be
the scooter.
awesome.
Yeah,
Then again, the pole has its own category, the fork does not for speedruns.
this is true. I did learn about the pole category.
Nah.
Sorry. Maybe I should have done more research before making my list. I just wanted an easy video idea. Maybe one day I'll just do a reevaluation of that list
Yeah,
as
do
a.
better next time. Yeah, dude,
I'll do a
it's okay.
speedrun usefulness version at some point, maybe.
That'd be cool.
I doubt it, but
Um,
like if I was doing usefulness, poll obviously goes up higher because yes, it does have more uses.
yeah.
But
I can't even like really talk about the poll though that way because I've like always shitted on the all metro polls category. Like I think it's just weird that that exists and there's no other
yeah,
categories like that, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Is there like a T-Rex percent where you have to capture like every T-Rex possible? It's the two possible.
I feel like I saw CJ do that in a video once, but it's definitely not an
Okay.
official category, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, not
Watch
yet.
out.
Someone will add that. There's so many random speedrun categories for Odyssey. The leaderboard
The
is
category
so
extensions are interesting to read through.
weird.
And to
Yeah,
think of all the ones that are also gone now. Like
there's like so many categories that are there now that I feel like don't make sense being there, and there's so many categories that aren't there that would are like surprising they're not there. Like how do you have all
yeah.
metropoles, but there's no glitchless category extension or something? I don't know. I feel like there are probably enough glitches at this point where that could be a thing, but
I guess yeah. Because I'm trying to think like glitchless. I mean, essentially, I guess the closest you get to glitchless would be all story moons, maybe.
probably
But
which
yeah, like you can
yeah.
still do like nut clip and like things like that. So it depends, like what do you consider a glitch and like what do you not?
Yeah, I think that's
Just any
probably why it's
unintended
not a
thing.
thing. Yeah. That's probably why it's not a category, is just because it's kind of hard to tell. Because like DSS is a glitch, but like it's also not
Yeah.
an out of bounds clip or anything. So it's like whole thing there. But yeah, what's recently for content? Well, you brought up Switch 2, which I was gonna touch on at one point because that is a very exciting thing, which is a very unique event for content creators. I feel like because I know like obviously like Fearsome and all of those people in 2017 when Odyssey came out, they kind of blew up because of Odyssey. Like DGR completely like got a huge audience because of Odyssey. And
Yeah.
now he kind of brought it over to Mario Maker too, which is cool. But I feel like that's just a big opportunity, but it's also kind of, like you said, hard to navigate between excitement of playing and the content creation aspect of it, I
Yeah.
guess. But yeah,
That's gonna be
yeah,
the most interesting part is gonna be when there's the new 3D Mario eventually. Because
yeah,
I think that one's
exactly.
gonna be
Yeah.
the hardest for me to like, especially like if it was an Odyssey 2. The reason I don't want an Odyssey 2 is because I don't want a game where I know most of the movement. Because I feel like a lot of the moves would just kind of transition over. And
Yeah.
like unless they changed some core mechanics, which I doubt they would do, it'd be like, okay, what new captures are there? But other than that, I'd be like, gotta beat this fast, and like I look how fast I can go through this and like all that stuff. So I don't know. That's just
Yeah,
kind of oh, man. It's also weird because I feel like the Switch 2, like especially in the Odyssey community, I feel like this is a lot of people's first time console day one situation as
definitely.
well.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of the last time I got a console day one. I don't think ever. So even for me, like when the Switch came out when I was in college, I was just like, I'm just gonna play Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. Um, that was because that was all I was looking
Yeah.
forward to at the time.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah, the content
interesting.
wise, oh god, sorry.
It's interesting because like obviously like I think nowadays especially since like 2019 or something when people that were playing Odyssey still are the people that are playing Odyssey still now. I feel like a lot of them are like really like a lot of the community pretty young. Obviously, Nintendo's last console was 8 years ago, so
Yeah,
it'll definitely be interesting to see like especially in the next few months with Odyssey update or something in the speedrunning scene messing that up. It'll be really interesting to see like which people are getting the Switch 2, which people aren't, how it's affecting the community at large, if there'll be like changes to the leaderboard and stuff. Like that'll be a very interesting event because last time that kind of happened was like 1.3 in 2019 when there was still a lot of core members from the early days, I feel like. So, yeah.
yeah, and like the other thing is like with Odyssey as well, it's like you're gonna have the speedrunners look at 1.4 and what they can do, but because it's not really adding anything truly different to the game from like a creator standpoint, I guess. Like for me, I'm still just gonna have to be playing on 1.3 on the modded Switch. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna be playing through that if I do any hide and seeks. I can't do it on the Switch too. I can't play with that version of Odyssey. Like there's no way around it. So for me, it's
Yeah.
like it's cool and it'll be nice to like have the Switch 2 version of Odyssey, but I don't really think there's gonna be anything too different content wise, unless I want to make like a clickbait. You can't do this anymore. Like
They patched Mooncave Skip?
you can do
Imagine.
Sphinx Clip again.
Dude, that'd be so. I am so curious if there will be just some random ass change that like makes no sense to exist in the new update. Just like
Yeah, like something about like the
yeah,
frames or whatever just allows you to do shit that you couldn't do again.
yeah. Like there's just suddenly like one of the 1.0 glitches are back or something, or they patch some random thing but nothing else. Like it'd be so funny if Nintendo just does some random shit that no one is expecting. In
Well,
addition
I'm
to
just
just
waiting
like
for
normal stuff.
I'm just gonna wait for what is it, Snow Clip? Because that gets harder on like every variant. And people are like, oh, 1.0 Snow Clip was so much easier. Oh, 1.1 was easier. 1.2 is easier. Or you gonna get to 1.3 was easier.
Yeah, that's what it is for every glitch, I feel like. Maybe it'll be easier in the new ones. Maybe all the roll cancel clips and stuff will be easier. That'd be
Yeah.
nice actually. Especially
Yeah.
if
I
they
mean it
make
was nice that IP skip, like even though that
yeah.
obviously became less free, still pretty lenient for the most part.
Yeah.
Or
They
IP
should
clip.
make
Did I say skip?
you said
I don't know which one I said.
I
Whatever.
don't know.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
The one where you
They,
roll through a door. That one.
they should make maze clip easier, Nintendo, please. That'd be nice.
Ooh.
If I could ask
Yeah.
for one thing, that would be it. Because the thing is, I'm good enough at Maze Clip to where I'm going for it sometimes, which I really should never be going for it at 59, but it's so tempting sometimes because it just saves so much. Um,
So
yeah.
have you been thinking of content for like Mario Kart 9 outside like the 24 person lobby? Have you been thinking of other things that you could be doing with that and like trying to scope out what Nintendo puts out there and be like,
Yeah, I feel like I'm not sure. The next 3D Mario, I definitely will be like making a huge list on a Google Doc, kind of like you did. I said, kind of like you said. God, I can't talk right now. But For Mario Kart, like I definitely want to do a lot of streams of it. I feel like it'll be fun. I don't know. I'm not sure for YouTube ideas. Like I definitely am just gonna kind of wait it out and see like what the game has to offer, I feel like. And see like if any
Yeah.
other people are doing cool stuff. Maybe people would be doing like hide and seek or something in free roam or something.
Yeah,
That
that's
could
what
be
I'm
cool.
wondering. Like, as long as people like don't show up on the map, that could be cool. But like, if everyone's always visible on your map, then
Oh
I
yeah,
guess you'd
that's
have to
true.
just do an honor system. Like, don't look at your map.
Yeah, just cover it with like tape or something on your screen so you can't see it. Um, yeah, that's true. Is the map? I don't know if that's even been
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
changed.
Like, I don't know if it is like the
Is it
if it
always on
also had like
screen?
because there's the map that you can open up. It seems,
Yeah.
and then it's like, is it kind of like a GTA or something like where it has like the radar to let you know what areas you're around? Like, I haven't really
Yeah.
looked
Because I could see it
or
being
paid
like
attention to that.
if you're driving past an area and like one of your friends is hiding behind a tree, I could see there being like a little icon showing that they're there. That might be like avoidable, like unavoidable, which would kind
Like,
of suck.
uh-oh. I found you.
You just have to drive away. Um, I don't think there are no items in free roam, are there? That'd be cool if you had to like hit someone to catch them with like a shell.
Yeah, yeah, throw like yeah, you're only giving green shells. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that'd be
That'd be
horrible,
fun.
especially with how few walls there are. Like, there's no way to like projectile it. You just have to hope it hits
And
them.
skill shot.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with
that'd be
that.
fun.
There's
Um,
balloon battle too,
yeah,
which is good. So I mean, you got
yeah, that's true.
get that as well.
I can't believe there are only two battle modes, at least shown. I hope there are more, but
Yeah,
that's
I'm
surprising.
sure that I'm sure that they'll add more. Like, I mean, this
Yeah,
game is
probably.
clearly the big focus was the free roam,
Yeah,
and it
definitely.
looks like there's a lot of challenges out there. I saw a video today about like a P switch that you drive over and that like activates a challenge about like driving through like a herd of cows.
Oh,
And I was like,
they really like the
yeah. I was
cows.
like, yeah. It just like spawned like a lot of cows, and it's like, all right, make it to
That's
the
funny.
ring. And you just have to navigate around the cows and make it. I'm like, okay.
Dude, the
And like the
cow's
good
the
thing for
main
that, my
character.
content brain immediately goes, depending on how many of these there are, all shorts, like all YouTube shorts,
Yeah,
easy, like 20 seconds, like missions, perfect. Um, and then like, I don't really know long form content yet, and obviously doing primarily Odyssey stuff right now. It's like I don't expect Mario Kart to really perform well, but you have to start somewhere if you kind of want to branch out and make sure that you're not just one thing. And I bet it's better to do it now while early on than
yeah.
later.
Definitely better to do it while it's like the new release so you can get those people into your community. And also I think with
Yeah.
your streams is like I feel like I don't even watch Sunshine that much or like the older games, but I still enjoy your streams because you're just entertaining to watch, I feel like, which is
Well, thank
good.
you.
So it's I don't
Yeah.
know, like I feel like it will ultimately definitely help probably at least for you and for a lot of other people because like those
Yeah. I mean,
viewers
I
will
do my
come back
best.
for
Like,
Odyssey too. Yeah.
I mean, like you said, with practice, uh, it's all right. If I really want to grind something, I will. But for the most part, I kind of just realized that I just enjoy being a conversationalist and
Yeah.
speedrunning something that it's like I enjoy it enough to be able to like be able to do it. I like to just be good enough at a game to where people go, "Whoa," but then also just enjoy my time and just chat with people. And if a run dies, like I I don't know. Some people always ask me like, "Oh, how do you keep such a mindset?" They're like, "Oh, well, you never really grind things." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just not for me." And like, I know that. And then one person got mad at me. Well, maybe not mad, but they're like, "Oh man, how are you so good at like keeping your composure?" I'm like, "I just don't care." Like, and they're like, "What's your any percent time?" I was like, 101, and they're like, "There's no way you never cared." I'm like, okay, like, yeah, I can still, like, care at times, but it's not, like, a constant care. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's what it
Like
was for me for any percent. I really did not care about any percent until a few months ago when I started going for 58. Like even my sub-hour grind, it was like less of a grind and more of I did runs like every few days and just hoped for the best and never practiced at all. And then eventually I got lucky.
yeah,
That's
because 'cause
kind
you're
of
like, "I've got the skill to be
yeah,
able to do this. It'll happen if I just keep doing it. It just has to everything go right. Everything has to align."
yeah, exactly. That's what I did for like the first, like, I would just have, like, I'd get 108 and then I'd do other shit in the game for a few months because I just preferred, like, I don't know, I just never liked the grind either, I guess. And then I would just,
Yeah.
a few months later get 105 and just, do that.
Yeah,
But
and like
that's,
I'm sure
yeah,
when DK comes out, I will grind that because like once again, there's always the aspect to me. I'm competitive. I know it. I'm competitive with myself. Which is kind of like why I like speedrunning. I don't necessarily like to compare myself and be like, oh, I'm gonna take down this person or like that person. It's like that part gets a little less enjoyable to me. It's like I want to be the best that I can be, and because that's more in my control. I can't control how good other people get at a game. Um,
yeah,
so with DK, I'm sure I will grind it. I'll ask people about the strats that they find and whatnot, because I don't know how all these people go about glitch hunting and all that stuff, because
yeah,
that is not
it's
for me.
fun. I kind of
I'm
have
sure it
a
is. I
little
just
into
like
that,
don't
yeah.
like. I feel like with Odyssey, like once people figured out the roll cancel clips, it's like okay, let's find like every weird angle and like corner and see where this works and where it doesn't. At least you have like a base. But like with a brand new game where you don't know anything, it's just like how did someone figure out that you could like spin Donkey Kong around like 5 times and then like if you ground pound on the fifth frame of the sixth spin, he'll just clip through this floor.
Oh yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Like the weird random things in Odyssey. That's like, how the hell do you figure this out? Especially in like low percent scene. Like I had Gorgonim on last episode, and they found a way to like they found a way to get the moon cave chest captureless, and you need to like lure a bunch of parabones, somehow have them fly up all the way to the starting area, and then somehow Gordon explained it for like 10 minutes and I still have no idea how it works. Um, you somehow get like a staircase of parabones just climbing all the way up to the chest, and then you damage clip, and then you climb up them, and then you do some wall jumps out of bounds, and suddenly you're up there without capturing anything. It's the weirdest shit ever. Like, how do you find that? I don't understand how they find this shit. It's just crazy.
It's like that in like Pokeolus
Yeah, that too.
climb. Like how did someone clip out of bounds? Like at least that one I could probably understand a bit more. Someone's just
Yeah.
messing around, you got hit with the ogre or whatever at like the perfect frame, and it's like, oh okay. But yeah, like what the
Yeah.
hell's that?
Yeah,
What's
you
that
don't
that you just explained to me?
you don't accidentally find something like that where it's
No,
just
how do you what do you have to so you have to capture a Paragoon, but get it to get enough height to even be able to get it all the way back
well, you
there. Then you
can't
have to
even
bring
capture
multiple?
it either. They just follow you, I guess. I don't even know. And it's
Oh
so
man.
no clue. I need like an hour long explanation on that. Apparently, the whole process takes 2 hours too. So if you mess it up, you just have to you have to try it all again.
Jeez.
It's
That's the
like,
other thing. They have more patience than I would ever have to
oh
glitch
yeah,
hunt.
those people have so much patience. And then there's a Dossel video on this, Dosle. He makes some really cool content. I feel like a lot of people don't know about him. But that shout out to him. He made a video recently. Well, first of all, he made a video on VR mode. And like
Okay.
doing that, I think jumpless. And without collecting any coins or doing captos, so 0.000%. And it was so cool because he actually had like quality VR mode footage. So
Oh, that's good.
you never
Yeah, because
see
like
VR
normally you
mode
can only
ever.
see it through
Like,
like the screen of the right.
yeah. VR mode's so weird. I don't know anyone that ever does that. Um,
No, because it has to be in handheld mode, right? You can't activate it.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so. And
Yeah, I need
then,
to find. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, and then I think the other video I made was like a Moai escape video where like it's like a several hour process and you escape the Moai from the Moai island to like the other parts of the kingdom. And its only use is that it's helpful for Min Mario, where the objective is to get as many moons without while in a capture as possible.
Oh,
So you can get like 2 moons with the Moai or something. So you have to do like a
okay.
5 hour process that's incredibly difficult or something. I don't know. It's so weird how they find this shit. Uh,
It really is. I mean, all I'm thinking like because my next endeavor with Odyssey, one mod I was reached out to about someone was talking about like a mod that they made that's like pretty much the same one that Smant did a while back about Mario being very small and fragile.
oh yeah.
So like I'm thinking that that's probably gonna be something for either next week or the week after. But another one I want to do is I have to get an emulator because I can't just do it on the Switch because the dance pad only registers as a D-pad. But you
Oh,
can't make D-pad the control stick. So you can do that on emulator. So I want to try and do Odyssey, but like it's 2P mode. Mario's the dance pad, and then Cappy's using the bongos.
dude,
Because I was messing.
yeah, I see Sudai do that like a lot with like random like Mario Odyssey playing with bongos, Mario Odyssey playing with this random thing, and I'm like,
Yeah,
where are these ideas coming from? Like, who's
I had to
making
reach
these
out to
mods?
Sudai because like I was like, how the hell did you pull off the dance pad one? I can't get it to work. So he told me he's like emulator. I was like, oh, okay,
Mm.
okay. And like we were talking, it was really funny because I was like, man, it just feels so fitting. Like when DK comes out, like I feel like you have to try and beat it with the bongos. He's
Oh,
like, he's like, Philly, we are the same person. I was like, okay, I thought so.
those are geniuses. That's a great idea,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, the only issue with Donkey Kong is it comes out 3 days before I leave for like a week-long family vacation. So I'm like,
Oh,
okay, I have to like figure out something, get some
mm.
video made. That might be the art. That may be like one of the few times where I might have to be like, editor, take something. Like, I need an editor. Like,
You choose
um,
family, Donkey Kong.
I mean, the good thing is I can bring the Switch 2 with me. Like,
Yeah,
that's not an
exactly.
issue. So I can still like stay not rusty at the game or whatever I need. But yeah, no, it's a more local vacation, but I'm not gonna be driving back an hour and a half to my house to
Just to play Donkey Kong Bonanza, yeah.
play Donkey Kong and stream it.
We're going to the beach. Wanna come? Sorry, no, I have to play Donkey Kong and do more glitch
Okay,
hunting.
unironically, I would actually choose Donkey Kong over that. I hate the beach. I'm not a beach guy.
That's fair. I'm not either, honestly. My parents and my siblings always go to the beach every year, and they always ask if I want to go, and I'm like, why are you even asking at this point? Like, I
I
don't
just
like
hate
the
sand.
beach.
I don't know. I like I used to like the ocean, and then like once you step on like a few dead jellyfish and you realize like, oh wait,
Yeah,
there's probably like alive ones right around here too. I don't want to have to like pee on myself to heal that.
yeah.
Like,
I think I almost got like the tides were coming in like when I was like 10, and I almost like got like swept away to the
it's
who
scary.
knows where. And
Yeah.
then some lifeguard saved me. But yeah, I don't like the ocean anymore since then.
I mean, it's funny because I love cruises. Put me on a cruise any
Oh,
day. I love it. Like I know some people just view it as like you know, you're gonna get sick. You're crammed on a boat. You're in the middle of the ocean. I'm just like, I don't know. It's fine. It's fun
it
for other
sounds
people.
fun, honestly. I haven't been on one
Yeah,
before, but it sounds like
yeah,
I don't know. You just be in the middle of the bunch of water. It's like I don't know. I feel like
yeah.
it'd be
And like
cool.
you make stops. You can get off at land. You just have to avoid the people that are trying to like sell you any other tour.
Yeah, like
But
that.
yeah, no. I mean, yeah. I would take Donkey Kong over the beach. I prefer like a pool day versus like a beach day.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be fun. Uh, so with the content earlier, you mentioned shorts. I don't. I've done like one short ever, and I feel like I should do more because I've seen shorts that get so much success. So I must ask, what is like the deal with shorts, and are they
Ah,
worth doing? Because it's the thing is I'm just lazy and I don't want to do a short, even though it takes
see the
10
thing.
minutes.
Shorts are interesting, and they're interesting because in the past I would have told people not to do them because originally YouTube didn't have it filtered as like their own thing. And so people would go to your channel and like you're posting shorts more frequently than long form videos, most likely. And your whole feed would be short, 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 short. And they'd have to find the long form video. But now it's like YouTube's actually like divided that up
Yeah,
differently and it's like has its own category, same with live and everything. So like it kind of cleans up your page a bit. Shorts definitely are good for like quicker exposure. To get partnered through shorts is like impossible because it's like 10 million views in 90 days. I'm like, ha, that's not happening.
yeah,
And its watch hours don't count. Um, but overall, I would say that shorts are worth it in the sense that that's probably where I've gotten most of my subscriber gain. And then I'm just hoping that as time goes on, it just starts slowly integrating more and more into the long form. And those people that subscribe to that like also enjoy the long form. The obvious counterpoint to that is they could just not like long form content and they might not be there for it. And that could potentially hurt your long form views. But I don't know. I think it's worth it. It's a opportunity. if you have one that really clicks, then you get a lot of exposure for minimal effort. I've gotten to a point where most of my shorts probably take me like 20 to 30 minutes to edit now, and they're just
Yeah. Yeah, do people really subscribe from shorts? I feel like for me personally, I have never subscribed to someone after watching a short. It's only the long form
oh,
videos for me.
I've
That's
had
interesting.
I've had shorts where I think I've had multiple shorts now where I've gotten 20 to 30 subs from
Wow,
the short. Yeah. No,
interesting.
it's
Maybe
definitely
I
been a
should do
good
that.
like the long form doesn't do it for me as much right now because it's just not hitting the algorithm as much as I'd like it to. But I also like have only recently started posting again, and
Yeah.
a lot of these video mods ideas have already happened. So some people are just either past it, they're either past Odyssey, and that's fair. It's old game, but
Yeah.
whatever happens, happens. I mean, all you can do is just keep putting your stuff out there. And the one thing I will always say is that it's better to have like your first hit when you actually have a catalog of content for people to
Yeah.
go to afterwards, as opposed to first video, huge hit, they have nothing else to watch, they'll forget about you. Over.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I should. I don't know why I haven't thought of this idea before, but I should start doing like shorts from the Speed Talk episodes, maybe. That could be a good
Yeah, no, I
idea.
mean that works too. Like
Wouldn't even be
I
hard.
know I know a lot of people that either just do them from videos that they've done. Red Falcon, I see do that a lot. Some people do like separate content, which I
Yeah.
typically do. I mean, I want to start taking things from my YouTube videos as well and just like making a short about the video and being like, watch it here, just like to try and
Yeah.
push it into a different algorithm and see if that has results. But all my Odyssey footage that I've posted so far, I spent like one day. When was it? I don't even remember. It was like probably a few months ago now. I literally just sat there and I recorded trick after trick after trick after trick after trick. And I just got 50 recordings of like every trick that I wanted to make a short of that I already made a list of. I'm like, okay, now at a different point, I'm going to have to film the intro and then edit it. But I have all the footage, like the gameplay footage. That part's done now.
Yeah.
Shouts to the practice mod.
Dude, I need to get my practice mod working again. I haven't like I've kind of given up on my hack switch. It has too many problems.
That's what
I was
Nintendo wants you to say.
I was dealing with it for so long, and it was just the most miserable thing because I didn't have working Joy-Cons. I didn't have like my Switch got banned. I every time I opened the game, there was like this 8 second messages about like reminding me that my Switch was banned, and I was like, I don't know how to get rid of these. I don't care enough to try to get rid of these. I'll just deal with it. Like you could, if you watch my Paste Fall 2024 showcase, you can see before I open the game, there's that little message that pops up from Nintendo. It's like so weird. And it was just so annoying. But then and I couldn't get my mods to work like ever. But then Autumn gave me graciously for the Switch for $40 in February, which was pretty
Oh,
cool. He was gonna give it to me for free, but I was just like, I could give you like a little bit of money for a full Switch. Like, I don't know.
yeah.
Um,
That's awesome though.
but yeah, that was very helpful. And then, yeah, I don't think I would have done any percent ever again if I didn't have the Switch. I have, well, at least until Switch 2. Um, but yeah, what was I saying?
We're talking
Oh,
about
practice.
shorts
Yeah,
and like,
practice
yeah.
mods where that kind of dove into. But yeah, shorts. I think Speed Talk shorts could be a good idea because
Yeah.
a lot of people just don't watch speedrunning podcasts, which isn't surprising because there's not many of them. Um, so yeah, shorts could be a cool idea. Just take like some random out of context clip of Gorgonum talking about how much he likes feet, and just say,
Yeah,
watch the
exactly.
full episode for explanation.
Yeah, and like the
Something
thing
like
is,
that.
like each video, depending on how long the video is, you could probably take like 4 or 5 different segments from like
Yeah,
each
exactly.
one and just like take like third like obscure random 30 seconds here and there and be like, all right, schedule these out for like every other day. Because
Yeah.
most likely it'll just go to like some different people. It and like shorts have been weird. Um, in the sense that like when I first started posting shorts, since coming back from like a hiatus I took, I was like, okay. Like I'm noticing like, okay, about like 5K views per. And now it's like a bad one for me is if it's less than 10K. And I'm like, this is an interesting trajectory. Like I'm definitely like seeing, and I only post 2 a week. Like I know some people say post them every day, but I'm just like I don't have
Yeah,
that much time, and like I don't want to just post whatever. I don't believe in the stream clip meta
yeah.
because for me it's like people don't know me, they don't care about me. They're not gonna find this funny because it's not. They're not in the community. They just don't know.
Yeah,
But
like the inside jokes just don't land for like random people
yeah,
watching.
it's why I never did stream highlight videos. It's like, oh yeah, it'd be cool for the community, but it's like, okay, I'd like work on putting that together and probably get like what 50 views, like maybe 100 views, and it's like, while that'd be cool, at the same time, I could use my time towards a different video that would be more applicable to other people as well.
Yeah, I kind of like the less shorts anyway. Like I feel like when people post like a short every day or like two shorts every day, it's like all I see in my shorts, and it's just like I don't. It's weird to say, but it's like God, because I have like some sort of entitlement to watch every single video that's even mildly interesting to me on YouTube. So I'm like, oh God, I have to sit through another short from this guy. I don't know. It's
Yeah, no,
weird to
it's.
explain that, but
Well, I also always wonder, like, if you're posting multiple shorts a day, how does the algorithm treat each one? Like, because
yeah,
typically YouTube's not going to be like, oh, we're going to push multiple of your videos at the same time. That's not very YouTube like. I feel like once you post the second one, the first one that day, it's like, do they just hard cut that, or is that like minimalized? Like, I don't know. So, and
yeah,
maybe it depends like on your channel, because like obviously, if Markiplier posted like 50 times a day, they'd put every video on the front page. Your whole page would be Markiplier.
I think some just get buried because there's sometimes I'll just like find random shorts from like a year ago from some random stranger that I've just or from some random YouTuber that I've just never even seen before, and I
Yeah,
tend to like see every new upload because I'm just watching YouTube all the time. So I think they just probably prioritize whatever the bigger one is, if I had to guess. But
yeah. I mean, hey, that's what the hope is. That one day, I'll just like look at my phone. I'll wake up or something, and I'll just like see like I have 20 YouTube notifications, and it's like from all comments from a short I did. Let's say like a year goes by, and it's like a year ago. I'm like, oh, this one is now like that YouTube decided to finally push this one out even more and like stuff like that, because it does happen. I think
yeah,
when I was talking to Zach in the box, like he's like, yeah, one of my YouTube shorts just randomly blew up like a month later or something like that. It just happens. One of my
yeah,
videos with the most watch hours is a Super Mario Sunshine 120 VOD. It was
wow,
literally just I did a live stream, and I kid you not, all of a sudden I wake up one day, in like the middle of September, and it's like you have 1,100 hours like of watch time. I'm like, what?
what?
So I look over, it's the Sunshine VOD, and
That's so
like on
weird.
September 9th, for whatever reason, zoop,
That's so
I'm just
weird.
like,
Yeah.
did it just like throw it to everyone while they were sleeping? Like, why did this VOD all of a sudden get 700 views and like everyone almost like watched the whole thing? Like, what's going on here?
There's just secretly like a 1,000 person watch party of that VOD, and everyone just fell asleep.
Yeah,
Who
I,
knows?
I will never get it. And like, that's why every time I end a YouTube stream, I'm like, please, a week later, do I just have a random spike? Please.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I've
like
seen it happen once.
I
I
like
just want to get
never watch
monetization and
VODs
then not
either.
worry about this.
I'm surprised like that like a lot of them must have fallen asleep, or I mean your streams are also just really entertaining. For me, I just never watch VODs of anyone like ever. So that's so weird that that's like that's the video that pops off out of nowhere.
Yeah, and like, even if someone's entertaining, my whole aspect is I watch live streams because I like to be able to interact with the streamer.
Yeah,
And once
exactly.
I'm watching a YouTube VOD of like someone doing something that I'm usually like interacting during, and I lose that aspect, it becomes less appealing to me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Unless it's like some special event like a BTT premiere or something like that, it's
Yeah,
like I wouldn't I wouldn't just watch a VOD. I'll watch a stream highlight or I'll watch the stream itself, but VODs are just
yeah,
like half the time you're just watching the streamer like sitting there just talking to other people.
yeah.
Um
Which is fine. Like it's just as I mean, it's just clearly not for people like us. Like we just don't enjoy it. But
yeah.
I mean, obviously, I know it does hit home for other people. Some people do just enjoy it. Um, but yeah, no, I've never been the type that has that appeal.
Yeah.
Like I just
So
prefer videos. Like if I'm gonna watch a video, it's like I watch something that you like worked on to edit, that you made this digestible for someone who's not trying to currently interact with you.
yeah. When it comes to editing, what's that process like? Do you have an editor, or do you do it?
So in the past, I commissioned two editors at different points. One was Toby, and the other was Two Mid Siegel. And I had originally was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like work with you. And this was before I knew I was quitting my job. And then
Okay.
once I quit my job, I'm like, I can't do this. I need to edit my own. So shorts have always been me. Besides like a first batch, but that was by someone who's no longer in the community, nor should they be. So I will not give them
Okay.
credit.
Okay.
Uh, um, but the future shorts, like everything that's been recent, that's been me since coming back. So every short this year has been me, and most of the long form have been me. And the whole process of that, whew, it can be a lot, especially the first Chaos mod one, because when I did that mod, this was like the first time that I was editing footage that I had like 15 hours to go through, because I got darker side at the worst possible time when I had every mod active, and I had gotten, and like, then I'm already struggling there for a couple hours. I'm like, okay, now I need to break down this segment into something digestible, no more than 5 minutes. But it's like I have to find the right parts. I know something funny happened here, something funny happened there. 6 hours through a Bowser fight. I was like, okay, I just need to make this 2 minutes. I need to find like one of each death, show an example of each death, narrate over all the different ways to die. But starting that one was so intimidating. I didn't start till like the week of, like, I was like, I wanted this posted, because I was just like,
Yeah.
that's a lot of footage. And
Yeah.
I don't know, sifting through that kind of footage, like, it's one thing to, first off, you play it, you live it. That's 15 hours there. When you're editing, you're going through that footage, and like you're not really jumping around too much unless you know. So let's say for the 15 hours, I probably watched at least like 10, 11 hours of that footage back.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there doing that, breaking it down. Then you have to do the actual editing part, clipping them together, make sure sentences flow, like cut out some like dead space, because I have learned
Yeah.
that I will I will speak like in a video. I'll be like, yeah, so chat today we are going to, and like I'm like, okay, why am I adding this much space? I don't know why. It's just like performance mode. But then I just have to cut out the dead space there, cut out the dead space there, and that just becomes one sentence. And it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, it's like editing is like something that I am not good at or enjoy, which is not good. Um, and I think that's the problem. The hardest part about content creation, especially, is like if you don't enjoy editing, starting out sucks until you hopefully eventually become big enough to be able to have someone else do it for you. Um,
Yeah.
it's like for me, and first of all, I don't use an editor. I probably should right now, and it's kind of crazy because some of my videos, like, they're not good, but for using only OBS and YouTube Editor, I think they're pretty much perfect. Like, you can't get better than them. Like,
Hey, you're using
but
the
it
resources you
is,
have.
yeah, it's like I really do need to get something else though, because they have so much room for improvement. But literally, what I'll do is I'll record a video, I'll go to YouTube Editor, I will chop up the video, then I'll download the new video, and then I'll record that and like record foot music over that video, and it's just like it is a miracle how good like the Odyssey Rewind video 2024 that I did came out, or any of the task results videos, which was partially Mark Lucas, how any of those came out with that process of doing things. Like it is kind of crazy how good those videos came out for me. Um,
I mean,
but
hey,
like
like the thing is though, you're making work with what you have available to you.
yeah,
And that says a lot about like your hustle for it and everything like that. A lot of people probably will just be like, this is what I have to do. Fuck that, I'm not doing it. But you're just like, this sucks, but like gotta do what I gotta do. So
yeah.
props to you for that.
I just got to do more research because there's definitely I feel like part of me is definitely being a little lazy because there's definitely some free video editing software that I could use to make this
Yeah.
process every video go a lot quicker and a lot
Is
easier
DaVinci Resolve
and
free?
better.
I know a lot of people
I think it might be. I don't know. I think I tried to use that at one point and it was just my computer sucks. It can't handle anything.
That's always another
That's the
issue.
other thing, yeah.
Rendering's a bit of a bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, for the most part though, a lot of these video edits that I do are kind of nice in the sense that it's literally just like just sentence after sentence and just like kind of make it make sense sequentially, and then it's
Yeah.
good, get it out. Like eventually I want to do bigger projects where it's like I have more of a script process, but right now it's just about getting content out.
Yeah. I actually enjoy script writing. I want to do more scripted stuff in the future maybe, but
Yeah,
I think for
scripted
now I
stuff is
like
dope.
this. Yeah, it is. It's just the footage. Editing the footage is just the part that I don't like. Um I just like I think the podcast format right now is nice for me because it's just like it's easy. It's not like there's a lot of preparation work I put into every episode and stuff, but like the actual episode itself, not much editing goes into it really. So it's just nice. You
Yeah,
just get to talk, you know. Um
it's why we like streaming as opposed to the
yeah,
editing process. You just hit go live, you talk to people, you end, and you're just done.
yeah, exactly. And I think you're doing a good job with editing too. Like the music is
Thank you.
good and like the cuts are all good. I've been enjoying videos a lot. It's honestly on par with like Zach and the Box, CJ, like all of those guys. It's kind of just
I
right in
appreciate
that
that.
category for me. Um, which yeah, which is really cool for the first like few new videos, I guess. Um,
Yeah. A lot of time to kind of analyze what has worked in the past now. So
yeah,
that's the other aspect of it. Like I didn't have to like start off being like, what do people do for this type of video? It's like the blueprint's there and you want to
yeah,
still be your own person. And obviously like the ideal scenario is that I just get to collab with people as time goes on as well, just because I like having more friends in the community. Like I know Tyron and I are gonna do a chain together. Um,
oh,
I'm gonna
that's cool.
be in a Mario baseball league. It's gonna be
Nice.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
there's a
cool.
lot of things going on, and like even if like I'm just gaming with people, like not everything needs to be a video either. Like
Yeah,
I just want like even if I just got like the boys, and it's just like all right, guys, play hide and seek. Fuck it. Like
yeah,
when's the last
that's
time
fun.
we've done that? 2020. Like it's been ages. So
Yeah. It blows my mind that there's still like Small and CJ and all of those guys are still getting so many views from the hide and seek videos, by the way. Like that's been out for
they're
so long
fun.
now. It's
They're
crazy
just fun.
how like it's very fun to play, but I'm shocked it's still so like and it still is enjoyable to watch. I mean, I eventually got tired of watching that type of video after so long, but like for new viewers, I'm sure a ton of people are still like content's still just as good as it was a few years ago, so it
Yeah.
makes
And
sense.
I think most of it isn't even necessarily that people enjoy maybe it's not as much like the hide and seek aspect anymore,
Yeah,
but like just the banter between people and
yeah,
like the
definitely.
constant roasting of each other or whatever, the shit talking you like that is just irritating to watch and that makes you laugh. Like I know like Morph and CJ have started like a rivalry or whatever and like I don't know, it is just fun to like see these things like kind of unfold and like just the overall like communication aspect between each other and how they
Yeah.
bounce off each other.
Hide and seek, I just want to put this on the record too, because I've barely done hide and seek streams, but I have played hide and seek a handful of times, and I just want to say I'm an absolute wizard at hide and seek. I'm insane at it. It like I have like all of these escape plans, and I would be playing with Gorgonim with like that friend group, and I'll be on like I was on one edge of the Sand Kingdom inside the Bullet Bill sub area, and then they would come in, and I'll just leave the Bullet Bill sub area and have this whole escape route to the other side of the kingdom, and then I would like keep going to different places, and people were getting so fed up with me. Um, I destroyed
I mean, hey,
everyone.
that's
It was fun.
just gotta do sometimes.
It's just strategy. What can I say?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I haven't played hide and seek in a hot minute, and like my
Yeah.
only worry about like playing now, like if people have played the game a lot and played hide and seek a lot, I'm like, am I gonna think of a spot to be like, oh my gosh, this is so good? And it's like, oh, they did that 3 years ago, and like everyone
Yeah.
knows about it.
Yeah, that's the problem. There's this one channel, I forget what it's called, on YouTube, and it has like their content is literally just hide and seek spot ideas. and stuff, and it's like some of the most like crazy spots that I just never even thought of. Like like I've learned so many like small glitches about the game that I had no idea even existed. Which is
That's
just
fun.
like it's like wow. And I'm pretty sure the guy is really young, this guy's channel, but Small Ant's always like Small Ant or CJ will always appear in the comments and just be like uh talking about how they're taking notes or something. Just
Maybe I'll
cool.
have to take notes if I'm ever invited to one of their sessions.
Yeah,
I'll be,
just
I'll
look
be
up.
like, I'll know where to look.
Yeah. Anyway, when it comes to your streams, what's your favorite thing to stream, do you think? At least as of recent.
Ooh. I'd say probably Sunshine has been my favorite. Sunshine's just like kind of, I don't know, something about it. I enjoy not only the movement, it's nostalgic to me. It's a comfy like 3.5 to 4 hour run for me. Um, and then obviously on top of that, I also have enjoyed playing baseball on stream. It's a lot of competitive banter. Been able to play against more CJ, Pooh, and I think Lucid and I are gonna have a few games today as well. So that should be fun. And then Supermarket Simulator has been fun to stream. I kind of do that every now and then, just like on the off chance I'm like, just kind of want to fuck around. I don't know. There's something
Nice.
about like something like that is just so mind numbing. But I'm very blessed that I have enough people that will also want to watch me do that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's nice. Yeah. It's
I don't know.
cool,
It's
man.
just a fun time. Like because I only learned about that by watching YouTube and like seeing. I think it was Markiplier or Game Grumps, one or the other. I saw first doing it. I was like, this looks stupid, but it looks fun. I want to
Yeah.
play it.
Yeah. I think that's my thing right now is I just like when it comes to streaming, like especially since I've been doing the 58 grind recently, thing is, I don't like any percent. I just want 58. Like every day that I don't get 58, it's like annoying because I'm just like I just want to get this so I can move on and focus more on the streaming aspect and just do other fun stuff. Especially when Switch 2 comes out, there's gonna be so much stuff. Because there's also online two-player with Switch 2 for Odyssey, which I'm
Yeah,
really excited about. Like that would be
and that's
fun.
that's the thing though. Like you mentioned, like the Switch 2. Like once again, going back to that, that's where we're all at. It's like
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know what to schedule because all I'm thinking about is 2 weeks. I'll be able to finally just play Mario Kart World and do stuff on the Switch 2. And
Yeah,
like figure out that I have a whole new game to explore that I'm super excited for. Like the first game I'm really excited for that's brand new for the first time in years. I'm like, it's
yeah.
like we're so close. It's just buying the time, being like, okay, 1 week closer, 1 week closer.
It's so close. But at the same time, it also like it hasn't felt like a super long wait, because it's only been a couple months, thankfully. It's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
like a year-long wait or something crazy. So it's nice that it is so soon already. Um,
I messed with Bella about this because they'll be in chat. And like every day it's like, oh my gosh, this many
oh my
days. And
God,
like I
Bella
got
does
to a
that all the
point
time.
where
Yeah.
yeah, and like I got to a point where I'm like, you have single-handedly made this like way longer. Cause now I'm like, man, it's still that far away? Like I thought we were closer now. We're still in the beginning of May. Like what the
Yeah, I think
because
Bella
the
has in
time
their
between the
Twitter.
Switch 2
Uh, yeah,
announcement to the Switch 2 Direct flew by because I wasn't thinking about it.
yeah.
And now I'm thinking about it. So it's like each day's like, all right.
It's honestly, surprisingly, it's a little bit the opposite for me, but I think it's mostly just because I haven't gotten 58 yet, and I'm just like, okay, I need to get this before Switch 2. Because, like,
Yeah.
first of all, I want to be able to enjoy the Switch 2 without having 58 on my mind at all. And then also, like, if Switch 2 has load time save, I want to get 58 without all of that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but, like,
Yeah. I
yeah,
told
I think
myself I wanted to
Bella.
get sub 8 all moons. But
Dude, I still need to get sub 8 all moons. I have an 820, but I haven't
we're right in the
practiced
same
all moons
ballpark.
ever, so yeah. I need
I have
to.
like the
Uh,
816. So like I'm just like it's there. If I just like
uh,
took a weekend to just practice every
exactly.
kingdom like once. Like if I just even did two like of each, I'm sure I could get to a point where I'm within range of a sub 8 already.
Yeah, I think
But
if
like
I
I
did
just
like
don't.
if I did a few hours of practice and then did a run, I could probably just get it. But
Yeah.
instead, I'll probably end up doing like 10 runs because I just don't like practicing before I get it.
Yeah.
So that's a great idea. Uh, but yeah, I think Boa has in their like Twitter username like this many days till June 5th, which is just it's such an interesting
uh,
trend because every year, oh my God, this is the perfect transition to the pace
all right,
conversation
go
that
with
we'll
it.
have. Every year, me and my friend group would always have like X many days until June 2nd or July 2nd, July 3rd, whatever the first day of Summer Pace 2023 was. Because we were all
Hmm.
excited for Summer Pace 2023. Now Pace doesn't exist anymore, sadly. So now everyone is doing all these different meetups. So Buster has on his stream this many days till June 6th when he's meeting a few people, and then some people will like be like this many days till July 12th when they're doing a Boston meetup that I probably can't go to, sadly. And
Oh.
then Bella has this many days till June 5th. It's just like everyone's anticipating a different day, and I'm just kind of sitting here like, I wish I wish I had a special day to count down.
Yeah. Well, hey, you're on the June 5th train.
Yeah, I guess I'm on the June 5th train. Yeah.
Like, there's gonna be
But
that, and then like probably like a few days after that, you're gonna start seeing everyone counting down to Summer Games Done Quick.
yeah, are you going to
That'll be
that?
the next one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I love going to those events.
yeah. What
They've
was?
definitely been fun. Ran Bluey at one, and then other than that,
Oh
just
yeah,
been a
that was something. I forgot about that completely.
hey.
That
Look,
was funny.
it's always the funniest thing was coming back to streaming and just like having to have a pinned comment and be like, "Hey, by the way, I'm not family friendly. Don't drop your kids off here." Like,
That's
I
funny.
curse like I know I was the hooray guy and like it was all wholesome, but I'll say fuck over here. So
That was such a funny, like time seeing those clips on Twitter.
yeah,
Just everyone like shouting hooray just randomly.
it was a blast. That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite experiences from speedrunning. All comes from a game that I ran for like a month.
See, exactly. That like kind of proves that you don't need these long grinds to like have those fun moments. Because a lot of people, especially my friend group, will be like surprised that like I'm like I don't know if I'm gonna go for 57 because like that's like that's what they know. They just know like the long grind and the reward at the end. But like just doing random fun stuff that nobody else is doing that really doesn't have much purpose like at first glance. It's just fun sometimes, especially with like Kaizo. Like I got to route that. You don't get to like route any percent. Like I got to like feel the satisfaction of kind of having my routing come into play. Which it's
That's
just cool.
the routing aspect is why I was hoping, honestly, that the next 3D Mario was going to be a launch title. Besides, obviously, just wanting a new 3D Mario.
Yeah,
But there's the aspect of I remember with Bowser's Fury, like I know that speed game really didn't go anywhere because
I
of
did it for a
cycles.
couple months. Yeah.
Yeah, so I did it for a bit too. But I remember people were like somehow got the game like 5 days before everyone else, like
Oh,
through
hate
their
that.
standard methods. And then it's like day one, they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna drop like the PowerPoint and everything." It's like
It's no fun.
you're
Yeah.
just taking out that aspect for the whole community just to be like, "Oh
Yeah.
man," that part just annoyed me. And I hope that the next 3D Mario that comes out, that like the only advantage people will have is if they buy it through the Australian eShop or whatever
Yeah.
and get
I
like
hope so.
12 hours ahead of everyone else. Like whatever. I don't care
That
about
happened
that.
with Wonder too, in late
Oh
2023. I was gonna speedrun Wonder, which I really barely did at all. But I remember like I was really excited for it, and people were just talking about the route like 2 weeks before it came out, and I'm like, how do you know the route already? And they're like, oh yeah, well
yeah.
people are already playing the game. I'm like,
Yeah.
awesome.
Which it sucks. Like I respect the like from a content creator and someone who like understands that like sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to like get ahead and like stay ahead. Like I get it, but also as someone who wants to like try to be a part of that like routing community or anything like that, it does suck. So like I don't know, it's like a double edged sword.
Yeah.
So
Well, when it comes to speedrunning events, what was your first one, and then what are like some of the your favorite ones since then?
my first one was actually probably my least favorite one was AGDQ 2020. Just a lot of personal things that did not go right for that event. I was like, okay, Like I was like, I'm never going to another GDQ ever again. Like that's it. Like it's not for me. My anxiety kind of peaked and just like all this other stuff. I did not have a good time. And like I remember I swore off. I was like, I'm never gonna go to another
It's
GDQ.
always
And
2020.
then yeah,
Yeah.
and like I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'll go to another GDQ only if they accept me for a run. So then I submitted Bluey. I'm like, yeah, okay. It got
Well, that
in.
was
I
the
was
next
like,
one.
yeah, I was like, guess I'm going. Well, I think I went to Paces before then. Because I think
Okay. Yeah, I think
because
summer 2023, I saw you for like 2 minutes. You just randomly
yeah, that
appeared
may have been the
in your
day where
like
I was there for
Hawaiian
like
shirt
one
or
day.
something.
Well, I drove to from the Philly area to Pace. And I was like, do you have like a 1 day pass? They're like, no. I was like,
They didn't have it
I'm here
then.
for like
Wow.
huh?
They didn't have those then, I guess. Yeah.
No, I'm the reason that they started adding them. Because
Really? That's cool.
because I was like, do you have a 1 day pass? And they're like, no. I was like, I'm only gonna be here for 4 hours, man. Like, I'm here like hanging with people and then I'm out. And they're like, where'd you drive from? I was like, Philadelphia. They're like, drove that far? I was like, yeah. They're like, okay, got you a deal. Like, pay for a week, but like it'll be for the next event for that week. And like
Okay.
you can have your 4 hours here. I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm down to do that. And then like after that event, they introduced day passes. I was like, huh, wonder
Yeah.
why.
I want to personally thank you for that because the very next event I used a day pass. So
Yeah, no,
that's good.
yeah, because I was like, okay, like I can't imagine that either that was already in the works, but like I feel like if anything, that definitely like made
It
them be like, we need it.
seemed very like all of a sudden
Yeah,
that addition. So it probably was because of you, which is kind of funny.
yeah. So
Um,
I mean, I enjoyed what was it, Pace Summer 2024,
yeah,
or was it?
that was
Yeah, that was
probably
the one that was
probably that one.
crazy.
Yeah, that one was
Yeah,
something. That was
yeah, and
just
then
a special week. Yeah.
yeah, and then all the other GDQs that were in 2020, I've very much enjoyed. Probably the summer one, AGDQ 2024 would be like the top one, just because I was a runner.
Yeah.
But then outside of that, Pace 2024 because I got to meet so many people that I don't usually get to meet, and then yeah, probably just like some of the other GDQs.
Yeah. How were you at Pace 2024 the whole week? I feel like definitely saw you, but
Yeah, yeah, I
okay.
was.
I feel like I don't remember how often I saw you, honestly. There's so many
Well,
people
I
at
know
that
we
event.
we went off and played like wiffle ball. We went everywhere.
Oh yeah, you guys were
It
doing
was a
everything.
very
Yeah.
not as the venue that much pace, which
Yeah.
I'm always cool with.
Were
Laurel
you
didn't
for,
really have much to offer,
that's true.
but
Yeah. Were you there for the like the darker race and then the Rock and Jack Discount Boys premiere thing?
I did miss that.
Oh,
I was back at my room for that.
tragic.
Um, I think I watched the dark. I think we had the darker race like on TV though.
Okay.
But yeah, there was that, and then there's the relay
That was
where
the one
that was fun.
that was the one YouTube short that I made, by the way. It was the darker race when I got spin through you skip. The peak moment of my life. I'm never beating that. It's just
Yeah, no,
that's so funny. Uh,
yeah, no, that's a tough one. That's one I'm never doing unless I have a practice mod up. Never doing
yeah.
that in a run.
Well, I did it. Autumn offered me $20 to do it, and I was like, okay. And then I practiced it with practice mod for way longer than anyone's ever practiced that. And I got it 100 times in a row, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do it then.
So like, is it you had to hold the stick at like a 45-degree angle and like
Just hold
just
it
time it right?
directly to the right, uncapture, and then spin throw like at around the right time. And then what I learned is if you spin throw it too early, you can do a delayed dive and it will still work. So it's not actually that bad, but it is
Oh,
not something you should really do RTA because there's no point. But yeah, it was a fun learning exercise and a very scary part of the run when everyone was going, whoa, like right before I was about to do it.
but you also came out
But
$20 richer.
yeah, and it was very rewarding. I didn't fail it. If I failed it, it would have been the end of Zach 207. I would have just disappeared.
Zach 208 booting up the account.
Yeah. Anyway, We're almost at the end here. I have a bit of a speed round, which is an idea I came up with the last episode that I'm gonna start doing
All
from
right.
now on, with a bunch of small questions that probably won't require a very long response. So starting with, and you might have already answered this potentially, favorite memory from a speedrunning event.
Running Bluey.
Yeah, that's what I figured. What is one game that you want to play but you haven't yet?
Ooh. Astrobot.
That's a good one. I saw King J running that a lot. It looks fun.
Yeah.
Um, what is your least favorite of the speedruns that you've personally done in Odyssey?
Ooh. Ooh, I need to think about this one for a second.
Right.
Dark Side. No offense. Dark Side's
That's
not for
fair.
me.
Yeah, Dark Side. The category itself, I don't actually hate. It's just the kingdom of Dark Side.
Timeout. Actually, I take it all back. 100%. Next.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Good
I
one.
hate 100%. All
Good
moons,
answer.
all moons clears.
That's true, yeah. What's the favorite of your YouTube videos on your channel?
Ooh.
One you're most proud of?
Um, I'd probably say, honestly, I think the Bowser Jr. one. Can you beat Bowser's Fury only using Bowser Jr.? So that was like the first
Oh,
time where I really just like sat down and I was like trying to figure out what I could and couldn't do, and then figured out how to make it into a video, and had some narration aspects. But that was a good like learning video for me.
I don't know if I watched it. I feel like I might have watched it, but I'm not sure. If I haven't, I'm
It's
probably gonna
years
watch it.
ago, so like
Yeah,
definitely it's like one of the videos that's like it's just there. That and like superstar mode, they're both just there.
yeah.
Like they're the oldest videos that I have listed on the channel. One of my favorite unlisted videos is probably like a song parody that I made for COD back in the day.
What is one of your favorite YouTuber or streamers to watch as of recent?
Game Grumps was a huge inspiration for me, generally speaking. And then streamer wise, I mean, there's a lot nowadays. But the two that initially inspired me to want to become a streamer were Raise Fire and Fire Dragon.
Okay. And like recently, who do you find yourself watching the most? Who do you say?
I'd probably say I watch a lot of Tyron, watch a lot of CJ,
Okay,
Morph, Grand Pooh Bear.
makes sense. Yeah.
Uh, Today on YouTube, I'd say Joey Jock shows up on my YouTube Shorts feed a lot. Does a lot of weird, weird, what do we call it? Just like moves to do like ways to get moons and Odyssey, or like weird ways to get to places in Sunshine and other 3D Mario's.
Interesting.
Cheese J, I watch their shorts. And then yeah, so
Cool.
and Burr's a good one.
Nice. And then outside of gaming, what's your favorite movie? Curious.
Ooh, my favorite movie all time is Toy Story. Grew up with it. Nostalgia,
That's a fair
very
one.
heavily
Yeah,
based.
it's a good one.
If yeah, if I had to go like a live action movie, The Dark Knight.
That's also a very good one.
I
It's
love The
just a
Dark Knight.
classic. Yeah. Well, that's all I got. Anything else you want to say before we end here?
No, I appreciate you having me though, and this
All
is a
right.
fun time, and it's awesome that you're you've been doing this now 14 episodes, right?
Yeah.
So keep it up, keep up the grind.
Yep.
Get an editing program. You will thank yourself immensely, like once you start
Definitely.
getting that down. But yeah, no, I mean you're doing good work, and I appreciate your time and you giving me your time.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate it. Where can the viewers find you?
The viewers can find me at twitch.tv/Phillie, Phillie. And YouTube is at Phillie, Phillie, main, Main. Because
All right.
I couldn't get Philly period or anything like that. So I was like, okay, main, sure.
Yeah, that works. It opens the doorway to the second channels if you don't already have one.
I actually do have like Philly
Okay.
VODs, Philly shorts.
All right.
But
Yeah.
shorts, obviously, now that was before it became a thing that was okay to post on your main channel.
Yeah. All right. Well, those will be in the description for the viewers. Next episode, I don't it's been a little back and forth when whether or not I announce the next episode, but today I will because I know 100% who it is. It will be another Odyssey person. Second half of this group of 10 episodes will be less Odyssey focused, probably. But it is Placid Mink. We'll talk about tasks,
Nice.
which should be a fun one. But yeah,
Oh
that
yeah.
is that's the end of this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one. Goodbye.